Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. We should never be non-violent. That is the guarantee for the existence of India. Never be non-violent. We should have the capacity, if we want the world to recognize Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed and Hizbul Mujahideen as a global terrorist organization, why won't we recognize Hamas as an international terrorist organization? We must. Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Now, Jordan has initiated a resolution in the United Nations, and let me tell you a little bit about these resolutions. I have my notes here. Now, this resolution is essentially called Protection of Civilians and Upholding Legal and Humanitarian Obligations. So, 120 nations voted in its favor, 14 voted against it, and 45 abstained, right? Now, what is this regarding? This is regarding Gaza, obviously. And the core support came from Muslim countries. Jordan was the initiator, and I still don't understand. I still don't understand in the realm of foreign affairs and geopolitics, why should religion play such an important role? And I think Muslim countries need to introspect. Why this obsession with faith? Why this obsession with faith? You know, once you have an obsession with your faith, everybody, I'm a practicing Hindu, I'm a very proud practicing Hindu. But that does not mean that I think of other people from other religions as second-class citizens. No, they're equal to me, they have equal rights, I have equal rights. But the problem here with many Muslim countries is that constitutionally, as per their constitution, you know, in 90% of the Muslim countries, or 95 I should say, you cannot be the head of state if you're a non-Muslim. You cannot be the head of the, I mean, you can work in a private company and you can be a top shot consultant for the government. They'll pay you very well, but the reins of power will not go to a non-Muslim. See, this is something that is fundamentally wrong with these countries. Today, look at UK. Rishi Sunak is a Hindu. You know, he's the prime minister, and that's all right. That's okay. The top guy in Scotland is a Pakistani Muslim, yeah, and that's all right. That's absolutely fine. But in Pakistan, can a Christian become the head of state? No. So Pakistanis will celebrate, they'll absolutely celebrate if a Pakistani Muslim becomes a top shot politician in Scotland. Yeah. You know, for them, that's absolutely all right. That's absolutely okay. And that is something worthy of being, you know, praised. That, yeah, look at him, he's gone to the West. But they will not return the favor. India is the other way around. We've had prime ministers and presidents from the minority community. Dr. Manmohan Singh, a Sikh. He's been prime minister for 10 years. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed. You know, all these people, they were Muslims and they were heads of state. They were the presidents. And you see, that's what I'm saying. This whole thing, no? Now, it is supported by China, obviously, this resolution. And South Africa. South Africa will say whatever China says. China says, get up, they'll get up. If they say, go down, they'll stand down. So, that's a separate thing. Now, this entire thing about, you know, protection of civilians and upholding legal and humanitarian obligations, this is for ceasefire in Gaza. India abstained. Many countries voted against. A majority of them voted for. The problem is, it's not about ceasefire in Gaza. It's also about condemning what Hamas did. Now, none of these countries, including China, which is an atheist country because they are communists, right? Including South Africa. But a majority of these countries being Muslim countries, you know, a vast majority, nobody is condemning Hamas out. Nobody is saying that, you know, Hamas is a terror organization and what they have done is the worst form of terrorism. They've killed Jews, they've killed Israelis, they've killed children, and nobody. So Hamas kills Jews, and then Hamas also plays the victim card, and this victim card is successful because it is amplified in that echo chamber of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. So apparently, according to the OIC, to be a terrorist is all right. But therein lies the dichotomy. Iran supports Hezbollah in Lebanon, all right, and Iran supports Hamas in Palestine. Iran wants to influence Muslim countries in that area in and around Israel, and Iran spends a lot of money, gives a lot of weapon training, ideological indoctrination, etc., to those countries. Iran puts in a lot of effort. There's a lot of invested equity in those areas. But Iran is smart. Iran does things which are 1,000 kilometers away from its border. If Iran was such a staunch Muslim country, and I'm just telling you according to these UN resolutions that they said that we need this passed, etc. Iran has a border with two Muslim countries, Pakistan and Afghanistan. Have you ever thought why Iran does not interfere in the internal affairs of these two countries? Can you imagine? Iran is happy to interfere 1,000 kilometers away in another Muslim country, right? Iran is not ready to touch Pakistan and Afghanistan because they know there'll be a massive blowback. So what Iran is doing is playing it by remote control. A fire in somebody's house is okay, but it should not be in my neighbor's house, not because I love my neighbor, but for the fact that that thing can come into that fire, those sparks, they can travel to my house and burn my house down. This is what Iran is doing. I condemn this resolution. As an individual, as a citizen of India, I condemn this resolution. This resolution, while calling for ceasefire, is a good thing, but at the same time, they should have addressed Israel's interests. You want peace, we understand you want peace. But I don't understand why you would not condemn Hamas and not say that they are a bunch of terrorists. And I also appeal to the government of India, please designate Hamas as an international terrorist organization. There should be in our parliament, the parliament should gather and say that together the Indian parliament passes the resolution saying that Hamas is a terror organization. We should. We have been bitten by these people before, the same ideology. When I say these people, I mean terrorists. Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Hizbul Mujahideen. If we want the world to recognize Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed and Hizbul Mujahideen as a global terrorist organization, why won't we recognize Hamas as an international terrorist organization? We must. And it's not simply enough to say that we stand with Israel. If somebody in India gets offended, let them be offended. Who cares? Let them be offended. Give weapons to Israel. Give money to Israel. Israel is fighting our war. I want Indians to never forget that this has wider ramifications than you can understand right now. We stand with Palestine. It has no value. Whether you stand inside your house or stand on the road or stand with Palestine, it has no value. Are you willing to go to Palestine to fight? No, you're not. So shut up. Now, Priyanka Gandhi, she's tweeted, she's saying an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Mahatma Gandhi. With all due respect to the Mahatma, this is too much. Yeah? Sometimes, this whole Mahatma Gandhi thing gets too much. All right? An eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind. What Priyanka Gandhi would want us to do is actually go blind ourselves and tell the world that, hey, you've blinded me in one eye, I'm not going to do anything, why don't you blind me in the other eye? This is what they want. And then she goes on to say, the sheer hypocrisy of this. I don't comment on politics. I don't care about Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi winning elections or some other person winning elections or losing elections. I don't care. I don't comment on politics. You know me very well, ladies and gentlemen. And I've been with you for the past 6 years through television, through social media. I don't care about elections. I don't care who wins or who loses. I care about my country, that's all. Whoever is good for the country is good for me. I don't care otherwise. And I don't comment on politics, but today I felt very offended. Look what she writes. First, this whole thing about this, the homilies about eye for an eye, etc., etc. I'm shocked and ashamed that our country has abstained from voting for a ceasefire in Gaza. Our country was founded on the principles of non-violence and truth, principle for which our freedom fighters laid down their lives. First of all, this is a blatant lie, Miss Priyanka Gandhi. Either you've not studied your history, or you know nothing about it, or your script writers are clueless. Let me tell you. First of all, you say our country was founded on the principles of non-violence and truth. Founded, are you talking about Mahatma Gandhi? Was he the founder of India? No. Did Mahatma Gandhi found India? Was India suddenly discovered like an island somewhere in 1947? India is thousands of years old. Thousands upon thousands of years old. The recorded history of India is more than 5,000 years old. Only recorded history. Beyond that, India goes another 5,000. We are the cradle of civilization, the Indus Valley civilization, the Harappa, Mohenjo-daro. This is where it all began. What non-violence are you talking about? I don't understand this, and I don't understand many Indians feel about this non-violence. This is all nonsense, yeah. This whole non-violence thing is absolutely nonsensical. The answer to the problem is violence. The answer to the problem is not non-violence. You have to understand this. And let me explain why I'm saying this, yeah. as a practicing Hindu, right? Which one of our gods and goddesses have you seen who are not holding a weapon? No. If you've seen some god and goddesses without a weapon, please let me know. I would love to be educated. See the other avatars of Ma Saraswati and you'll come to know. The one holding the Rudraveena is one avatar, but the other avatars, let me know. Ma Bhavani, Ma Durga, right? Please let me know which gods and goddesses of India you have seen who preach non-violence. Where was Mahabharat fought? Was it fought in Spain or was it fought in Portugal or England or where? It was fought in India. Where was Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj born? Was he born in Russia? Where did Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj write Zafarnama after the Battle of Chamkaur Sahib? Where was it? Please educate me. I would like to know. And I would like to ask Miss Priyanka Gandhi, ma'am, please educate me. Where did Maharana Pratap fight? Did he fight in Germany or was it here? Now come to the time slightly before our independence, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, or maybe even 100 years, maybe even 200 years. Whom did Rani Lakshmibai fight against? Did she have a charkha in her hand or did she have a sword? Have we forgotten Mangal Pandey? What about Shahid Bhagat Singh? Who was he? Please, I'm asking you, Mrs. Gandhi, Miss Priyanka Gandhi, I'm asking you, please tell me, who was Shahid Bhagat Singh? What did he do? Who was Chandrasekhar Azad ji? What did he do? Please let us know. How did he die? How did he meet his end? Wasn't it with a pistol in his hand? I would like to ask you, what about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose? What was the Indian National Army? Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose traveled the world in disguise. He created the Indian National Army. Look at all our modern heroes. I mentioned Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. He's our hero. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, he's our hero. From our gods and goddesses to the modern day heroes, all of them have been warriors. Why this fake narrative? I don't understand this narrative building to say that we were a peaceful people. We were never a peaceful people. And I don't want us to be a peaceful people. I'm proud of the fact that we have had a violent past. We just weren't violent enough. All this about an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. I don't know who invented this here. If you're saying it's Mahatma Gandhi, I'm sorry, I would like to say on record, I disagree with Mahatma Gandhi. I absolutely disagree. I don't like this non-violence thing. It's nonsensical. This whole thing about, that we should never be non-violent. That is the guarantee for the existence of India. Never be non-violent. We should have the capacity to inflict exponential violence upon our enemy. That is why India will be safe. This whole non-violence, ahimsa thing is hogwash. I disagree with it and I would like to place on record my disagreement. Why do you think the Indian Army is there at the border? To do ahimsa? No. What does the Indian Army do? You'll meet all these senior generals and all, and obviously I'm nothing in front of them. I don't even have 1% of their knowledge. I don't have 1% of the knowledge of an Indian Army general. I don't have. They're so well-read, they have experience, they have seen the world, they're in a different league altogether. But as an Indian citizen, I do have a voice. And let me tell you one thing. What do we do? What does the Indian Army do? At different levels, from junior to senior, they will give you different answers, but they're actually the same answer. They'll sound different. A general will give you a strategic overview. A colonel might give you a operational overview, or a brigadier might give you an operational overview. Maybe a company commander like me will give you a tactical overview. Because when I left the army, I was very junior. I have commanded a rifle company. And what is my understanding? You can fault my understanding. You can say that my understanding is perhaps not mature or not reasoned. You can say that and I will accept it. I'll accept my faults. But I always understood my job, or the job of any soldier, was to kill the enemies of the state. That's what we do. I would like people to correct me if I'm wrong about this whole violence piece of the Indian Army. In every single firing range of the Indian Army, there is one sentence that is written. Ek goli, ek dushman. What does it mean? You kill one enemy with one bullet. So what is it calling for? It's calling for accuracy. One shot, one kill. Without pity, without remorse. I'm telling you how it is. This whole fantastic paradise that people have built up in their mind of ahimsa with birds flying and ducks and pigeons and crows and I don't know what else not. It doesn't work. Now, ladies and gentlemen, about Qatar. Delhi explores legal and diplomatic options after Qatar death sentence. Now, this is again a news that we thought we should share with you. And legal experts and lawyers have been sought. There is a talk of mercy petition to the king of or the sultan of Qatar. And of course, there is an agreement which I discussed yesterday also, where India and Qatar have an agreement by which a person can be sentenced in Qatar, but then he can be brought back to India to live through that and sort of complete a sentence in India, whatever. So there are diplomatic parlays, and a very senior person, very senior person told me, so Gaurav, the idea is to just cool down the temperatures a little bit, just relax. We are talking to the Qataris, they are friends of ours, we'll resolve this. That is the assurance that has been given. So this is exactly what I'm doing right now. Now, there is another news about this Kesha Maharaj. Kesha Maharaj is South Africa's batsman, and he was spotted a few days back in his previous match, I think it was with New Zealand if I'm not mistaken, a match with the OM logo in his bat, and this has become a talking point. Also, I think he hit the winning runs against Pakistan, but at that time, the OM logo was not seen on his bat. Maybe I didn't see it, or maybe the people who showed it to me did not show me that frame or that picture. So I'm not aware. I'm not aware of this. But you see, a lot of people in Pakistan have been criticizing it. And they've been saying that this is not the way, and there is no space for religious symbolism in cricket. Again, hypocrisy, thy name is Pakistan. Muhammad Rizwan offering namaz on the field is right, but if one guy has an Om sticker on his bat, it's so bad, it's so bad. Om is not environmentally friendly, right? But Muhammad Rizwan's namaz on the field is environmentally friendly. So this is what Pakistanis feel always. They push their version of their religion always, not understanding that everybody has got free will in this world. If people want to put Om sticker, that's all right. They were the ones who were objecting when Mahendra Singh Dhoni put the Balidan badge while he was keeping, he was the wicket keeper, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and he put the Balidan badge. And they said, why have you put the Balidan badge? He is an officer of the parachute regiment of the Indian Army. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is Lieutenant Colonel Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He's a paratrooper, for heaven's sake. And he's actually done his jumps. And he's done, I think, training with 5 para or 6 para, one of these units. The CEO was telling me, So Mahendra Singh Dhoni has done his attachment. He's done his training with the paras. He was there with 5 para in Agra for some time. And by the way, I happened to stay in the same room in the officers' mess where Dhoni had stayed. So they told me, साहब कि Colonel Dhoni साहब इसी कमरे में रहे थे. मैंने बोला ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it is. Religious symbolism of the other faith is always bad. And as far as Pakistanis are concerned, you should have religious symbolism only of their faith. So this is something that I find very, very weird. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the question and answers, we have 2 questions today. Fat man faffing. Hello, fat man. Doesn't make sense, Major. Why would the Israelis plant 8 agents in the same project? What a cluster. Mossad is a tad more professional than that. In Australia, we say this doesn't pass the pub test. Ask around the pub and nobody would swallow that 8 Navy veterans would all to a man be Israeli agents. Mossad won't want to multiply the risk of detection by a factor of 8. So what is behind this? Why are the Qataris doing it? Why let the CEO go but not the Indian nationals? Follow the money. Who benefits? Okay, fat man waffing. I totally agree with you. This is just a story cooked up by the Qataris, Israeli agents, because in Islamic countries, it's very easy to sell, even in Pakistan, who has never seen Israel, none of the Pakistanis have seen Israel except for 2 or 3. It's very easy to sell this Jewish conspiracy theory. You don't have to explain. If somebody fails, in most of the Islamic countries, if you fail and you say that I failed because it was a Jewish conspiracy, people will say, okay, we understand now. Jews were conspiring, which is why he failed. Irrespective of the fact that this guy's never met a Jew in his life. It's the mindset of the people, which is what the Qataris have played. I agree with you. Nobody would put 8 people, 8 agents together. This is a setup, and this is all because of Hamas and Israel's war. And the Qataris want to pressurize India into taking a more favorable stand for Palestine, which is not happening. You know what just happened? India abstained. India said we are not going to vote. In fact, had I been there, I would have voted for Israel. And I would have sent weapons to Israel and said, flatten Gaza. But I'm not there. I'm here in front of the camera answering your question, so that's not possible, I guess. Then we have Jashanpreet Singh. Major sir, my question, first of all, hello Jashanpreet Singh ji. My question is, why does China keep provoking us diplomatically? Moreover, they don't have to have any ambassador in India, so why do we need to send our ambassadors to them? We absolutely don't, yeah. And you're saying, why does China keep on provoking us? My question, Jashanpreet ji, is different. My question is, why don't we provoke China? We should also provoke China. Just provoke China. You see this, there are many people in India who have this thing that, China is this. China is nothing here. Okay, it's got a powerful army, but it's not a battle-hardened army, right? And nobody likes China actually. China is Pakistan with money. Pakistan is China without money. China is Pakistan with money. People like China's money. Nobody respects China. Nobody likes China. China is a autocracy. Xi Jinping is a dictator. Who likes dictators? Except other dictators. So Xi Jinping's best friend is actually this guy Kim Jong-un here. So I think, yes, we should sort out China. I absolutely agree with you. No questions there. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a great deal of demand. People are saying, Major, why don't you go live? And we'd like to ask you questions. So 30th of October, which is a Monday, 6 o'clock in the evening. Remember 6 o'clock when, I release the Chanakya Dialogues Hindi. It's at 6 o'clock. Every single day, 6 o'clock, TCD Hindi, that is the Chanakya Dialogues Hindi is released. So on Monday, 30th of October at 6 o'clock in the evening, please tune in. We'll send you all the details very shortly. You'll get all the details on our websites and our YouTube channels, etc. And we request you to log in and see this live, and do send in your questions. So ladies and gentlemen, with this, I come to the end of today's video. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai.